Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I promised you guys I would be back. I told you guys I would be back. I told you guys that I would be back. Back like I never left. Thank you. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Twitter. I think we are or I'm sorry. Let me put some respect on X's name. Let me put some respect. Uh-oh. Let me move that out the way. First of all, let me put some respect on this. What's happening here with this desk? Because I know my producer's going to be like, you got stuff in the scene that's not supposed to be in the scene. Hold on, you guys. Yeah. This is live, so we gonna get this stuff together. We gonna pull that right on up out of there. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Nights with Nicci. We are so excited to be here. We are so excited to be here. I see you guys. I see you, Anna. I see you, Miss, what is that? Miss Diva. Hey, hey, hey. You guys are getting the full on little situation up in here on TikTok today. So I'm so glad to see that we are live everywhere. Hold on, let me go check my situation over here on X and just make sure that we're good on X because yeah, I like to make sure that we are broadcasting live from all of the places. And for some reason, for some strange reason, we are having an issue on X. Let me see if I could fix this issue while we are here live because we're supposed to actually be. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some bass in it. How are you guys today? What is happening with everyone? I hope you guys are having a fantastic what is this, Monday night. I am so happy to be here hanging out with you guys on Monday night. If I appear to be a little distracted, of course, it is because I am. Because I'm trying to get everything ready for this here conversation we're about to have. It's so funny. I was talking to my husband and I was asking him if he thought that I should post. I got a couple photos with Tupac, you guys. You know, just a little something, something from back in the day, with our good brother Tupac. I'm gonna try to pull these folks in here on what do you call this app here? Insta. Hold on, y'all. I like to include them anyway. Okay, here we go. I like to try to include them anyway. You guys, I'm a little dewy today. Just a little bit dewy today. Okay. Because I'm hot. Because I'm hot in more ways than one. You feel me? Let's see if I can just get this thing going. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can get Twitter up in here. Nights with your girl. We're supposed to be there, but let's just see. It's not having it. X is not having it. X is not seeing me tonight. So we'll figure it out. We'll get to it. It's supposed to be live right now, but it is not. Hi, Instagram. Welcome on in. Hi. Another Nights with Nicci is up in this mug. You guys, if you want to see me full screen, then you can join all of my family on TikTok and LinkedIn and all of the various platforms to see big picture stuff. So here we are. I'm being consistent. It was brought to my attention last night. Can you guys hear me okay, Instagram? I hope y'all can hear me all right. It was brought to my attention last night that I had not done a live in 3 months. I had not done a Nights with Nicci in 3 months. So even though I'm looking like the equivalent of a snatchback, which is a ball cap, giving you very snatchback vibes, I'm still here. I'm here looking dewy and sweaty. And I would be lying to you guys if I told y'all that I wasn't lightweight. Just a little smidge tired. What's going on here? Hold on. I don't understand what's happening with my TikTok. Am I still? Hold on, guys. Okay, we're good. Okay. Hi, TikTok. Hey, I see y'all. How y'all like this? How do you guys like the Y feed? Because people have asked. well, not people have asked. People have said, some people said they like it better when I talk 9:16, which is on the phone, and then some people, which is what I'm doing on Instagram, and then some people like the 16:9 landscape. So TikTok, let me know what y'all thinking about the situation, how y'all feeling about the situation. You feel me? You feel me? Peace and love to you. Thank you. I'm so happy that I'm your favorite artist. Y'all are good. Can y'all hear me okay? Is the audio okay everywhere? Let me do some shout outs to my family, my beautiful people on YouTube. Hey, Sea Breeze 40, I'm back. Hey, Miss Nicci, I only caught the last half of yesterday, but I was waiting on you tonight. Something weird is happening amongst, speak unity. Something weird is happening. Y'all got to bring me up to speed because I'm a little behind on all of the shenanigans and things. Hey, Gag for your life. I see you. It's wonderful to see you. Hey, Enhanced Simplicity. It's wonderful to see you. I did promise last night that I would be back tonight, so here I am. Hey, Reiki. What is that? Let me see if I say this. Rakia McLean. I hope I said that right. Rakia McLean. Hey, Rakia McLean. How are you? Let me show some love over here on my Instagram as well. What's up, Misbehaving? I see you, girl. I see you. I see y'all on Instagram. Hello, everybody. J Rock is so good. Yes, I'm back again. It's me here in the flesh. And yes, I had a good time last night sharing space with you guys. I'm so excited to be doing it again tonight. Hey, Latasha. Hey, I see you just a little nosy. Give me 10 minutes. Got me 10 minutes left in your interview with Sessions. I'll be right back. Oh, she's doing the interview on Sessions. I hope you guys watched the interview on Session. Hey, Victoria, Nights with Nicci is here. I look a little raggedy, but I'm here. I'm here. What's up, Royce Hall? I haven't seen or heard from you in a minute. Hey, what is that? Is that Diatra or Datra? I'm sorry. I was just watching In the House and I saw Brownstone on the Christmas episode. Yay. That's okay. You guys can watch the interview with Brian Michael Cox and Jonte Austin after this. Hello, Insta. Let me get to TikTok. Let me shout out some of my people over here on the ticking and the talking. What's up, King C? I see you. What's up, Patrice? I see you. What's up, Miss Love? I see you too. Thank you for liking when I was on Martin. Hey, Miss Gorgeous, it's good to see you. Hey, Miss D. Miss D wants to know when P Valley is coming back. Girl, you want to know when P Valley is coming back. And guess who else want to know when P Valley is coming back, girl? Not me. Okay, let me stop. I'm being catty and messy, and it's too early for it. Hello, Lisa Dye. It's very good to see you as well. This is a good night, you guys. This is a good night. Why is it a good night? It's a good night because we all alive, we all here, and we are all grateful for another day, even if it was a rough day. Y'all, I made greens today. I sure did. I made a pot of greens with some smoked turkey. I made some corn on the cob. I made some rice. And I'm not even gonna lie about the rest. I got my chicken from Publix. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. I don't know if y'all hip or not, but Publix actually has some of the best fried chicken in the business. So, it does. I can't even hold you up. Publix fried chicken is bomb.com. YouTube, as you come in, please do me a huge favor and make sure that you hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. I am trying out there my plate. Oh, you look, I'm flying out there for my plate. Yes. The greens are good too, y'all. The greens are so good. The greens are so bomb. Nicci, please don't get mad at me for saying this. I'm not being messy, but you look so much like Brandy from P Valley. Oh, you know what's so interesting? I don't think I've been live in a minute, so I could share this moment. Let me share. I might have shared it on one of my like random lives. On my, just random car lives or whatever. But let me say this about that, because I've gotten that from people before. And I know some people probably gonna be like, you don't look nothing like Brandy from P Valley. But I have had people say that we favor. And she probably like, don't say I look like that bitch. Because, I would probably be feeling the same way. You know what I mean? First of all, let me say this. I respect and I admire Brandy Evans so much. I don't know her. I've never met her. I think I did say on a live before the whole P Valley stuff or whatever. She actually reached out to me via DM, and I found that after, long after the case started or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. I've considered a compliment for people to see some similarities. I don't know if it's like our face, our jaws, our eyes. I don't know what it is, but I have been told her and actually Tisha, who used to be in Brownstone, people say she favors her as well. And sometimes people have said, ironically, that me and Tisha favor. I don't know if it's the tight eyes, the bone structure, whatever it is. Everybody sees different things because I also get Macy Gray. I ain't gonna hold you up, and I see where that's a possibility as well. Please hit like as you come in, you guys. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you are enjoying this content, and I appreciate that. But let me go to this story real quick. A short story, and that's a little unusual for your girl because I be long-winded as you know what. Please, TikTok, please continue to share this live. Let people know that we are live. Please share the live and tell them that your girl is live on TikTok and live on YouTube and live on Instagram. And I don't know why I am not live on X. I did all the things that I was supposed to do. And for whatever reason, it is not, unless it's showing up. Hold on, let me make sure, because I don't want to be dissing my ex people if I am actually live over there. Let's see, live on X. Nope, it don't show me, girl. It don't show me nowhere up in here, and I'm gonna have to get with them and find out what's going on. Because part of the reason why I got my X account back, if I'm just keeping it really funky with y'all, part of the reason why it said failed to start here. I don't know why I got my X back is because I forgot that I paid that annual premium thing or whatever it is. And I'm going to get my money's worth, even though I don't agree with certain things. I'm definitely, hold on. Yeah, I don't understand why it's not working, but it is not working. Hold on. You know what? Let me try one other thing. I'm very persistent. So, could that be the issue? Hold on. I think I might have discovered the issue, you guys. Hold on. Just bear with me, would you? Just bear with me. Hold on. Just bear with your girl, because I think I might have figured out the solution to this. But I'll tell y'all the story. Oh, I think I fixed it. See? Yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did, Gina. Oh, yes, hi, X. Hi, X. Hi. I was talking bad about y'all. I'm not even going to hold you up. I was like, X is on some bullshit, honey, iced tea. But I think that we have the problem solved. We do have the problem solved. Hi, X. How are you, people? It's so good to see y'all. I'm so glad. See, being persistent pays. Being persistent pays. We talk about that in the conversation that I have with Brian Michael Cox and John Tate Austin, which is live now. Actually, we're collaborating on it, so you'll be able to see it on the Worth TV YouTube page, or you'll be able to see it on their sessions page. But let me get into this story with Brandy Evans from P Valley real quick. So you guys, I had the pleasure of judging a step show with my sister MC Light, Lynn Richardson, Kim Whitley, Lonnie Love, Yo. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me. And y'all already know I begged up on interviews from all of them for the Diary of a Diva podcast. I have so many interviews that I have to do for this podcast, you guys. Your girl is going to be really busy. But so as we're judging the step show, right? Kim Whitley and Lonnie Love are deltas. Brandy Evans is a delta as well. This is a funny little story. I'm going to keep it short and I'm going to keep it sweet. But since J-Rock said we look so similar. So I see this beautiful face. She is so stunning. She is so beautiful in person. She is such a beautiful woman. And she came up behind me because I was sitting, not behind me. She came up behind Kim and Lonnie, and we were all sitting together. So she was standing in the gap, and I was just like, oh boy, do I speak? Because I want to speak. I want to say, I think you're beautiful. I think you're talented. Hey, girl. But she probably like, bye. Again, can't blame her. But I just thought it was really interesting. She was just so effervescent and so graceful. And I really hate that the P-Valley situation turned into what it did for the people who had nothing to do with the shenanigans. I do. And then Nico actually was there as well. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, another little inside baseball. I came upstairs and to the VIP green room little area, and I saw Nico, and I was like, yeah, let me turn around. Cause I did a deposition with him. He was in a deposition. So it was a little different. But yeah, I saw Nico and Brandy during the BET Awards. And there's no issue with me. There is no issue with your girl and anybody connected to. There's no issue with me and anybody. It ain't no issues with me and Katori. It ain't no issues with me and the Lions people. It ain't no issues because that is over. It is done. Don't get it twisted. It still stings periodically when I'm asked a question about it, or when I have to watch the new season. It's going to just bring up and drum up a lot of trauma and remind me of some bad times. But I'm a big girl. I'm a very big girl. I understand that it is over, and I accept the judicial system is what it is. I think I said that honestly and truthfully and, yeah, non-shadily, because, you know, I've been going to test some shit up in this motherfucker. But no. Okay. Please, thank you so much. Yes, please get the likes up in the chat, you guys. Please get the likes up in the chat. I'm trying something a little different here because I have been told by the UDA, I've been told, not by the UDA, I've been told by my research, I'll call it, that because you guys are receiving the Diary of a Diva episodes, I'm getting information from a couple different places, and it's a little conflicting here and there. So what I was told initially was not to do my lives because it switches my algorithm to a live algorithm, which I'm not so sure I want to do right now because it's all technical. And that may impact what happens with the episodes of Diary of a Diva. But we gonna find that out when we release the Shirley Jones episode this Saturday. And if the numbers start to go down, then I'm gonna have to make a decision as to whether or not I'm gonna do Diary of a Diva or whether I'm gonna do these lives or how often. So this is a little experiment this week with me, staying in the music space. So I gotta be careful about the things I talk about, because if you notice now, like, you can get summaries of what the conversations are. I know on TikTok, which I love TikTok. I love y'all TikTok. I'm so glad that you guys can see the full show. Am I still live on TikTok though? Oh yeah, I am still live on TikTok. Hey everybody on TikTok. I'm glad that you guys can see the full show and the whole thing, but I just want to make sure that I'm not confusing the algorithm. I'm learning so much. I have been studying YouTube. I've been studying Twitter. I'm glad we finally got this Twitter thing back up. What up, Twitter? I mean, y'all not Twitter, y'all are X. What's up, X? My ex-girlfriend, y'all remember that? Is a hoe. They try to tell me that my ex-girlfriend is a hoe. What up, X? I'm not saying that y'all hoes. I'm just saying that's what the Tony song is. So we got a lot to chat about. I would love for you guys to get those numbers up in the likes so that we can get this video out to more people. I would appreciate that. Hi to my 2 people watching me on Instagram. I'm not even going to clown y'all tonight, but I do want you guys to go over to the Worth TV YouTube channel. And matter of fact, I am going to go ask y'all to go over there. Go over to the Worth TV YouTube channel and watch me there. Okay. Instagram don't even really, not Instagram the people, but Instagram the platform, they don't even really, whatever. Right, y'all? Right? Cause what? Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's get into some more of these comments. Don't worry, you can watch it. Roy says, I'm still in the A. I sent you a DM. I'm sorry. If you've been sending me DMs or you've been sending me messages, y'all, listen. I have been so. I know everybody has. right? I'm not trying to make my busy more privileged or more important than anybody else's busy, because we all out here in these streets trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of the family members and take care of the kids and take care of the business and do the jobs and all of the things and navigate the trauma of being a person of color in a country that is proven to not really hold us in high regard. So I understand everybody's going, but I have been so busy, but busy doing good things. So if you have DM'd me, if you have reached out to me and I have not responded, it is not because I'm ignoring you intentionally. Well, now you know there are people out here that are getting the intentional ignorifications. But my people who show up here to hang out with me on this live and support our channel are definitely not those people. So if I have not responded to something that you sent me, a DM or whatever, charge it to my busy ass brain and not my heart. But you will not be disappointed with the things that your girl has been working on, because we've been working on some stuff. So excited. My sister Faith Renee and I and our team that we are building that is so incredible have been working on some good stuff. So very excited about that. Steve Bree said, I did yellow Spanish rice and pepper boneless chicken breast strips. It was good, and that sounds really good. It's so funny because my grandson, we were in the grocery store today, and he was like, Nana, what kind of rice you doing? And I was like, what kind of rice do you want? I could do yellow Spanish rice. I could do a little rice and peas. He was like, I just want plain white rice. He loves just plain white rice and gravy. And quiet as it's kept, I do too. With a little butter, with a little pepper, a little garlic. So bomb. So yes, I'm glad. Yes, you and Tisha do look alike. Okay, J-Rock. Victoria says, oh wow, had to go look her up. Yeah, it's a thing, y'all. It's a thing. Like if on the face of it, you might be like, nah, they don't look alike, but and I do the, ooh, such and such looks like such and such a lot. And sometimes I be missing, but a lot of times I don't. Enhanced Simplicity says, I like you being long-winded. You're just right. I'm just thorough and old. And the thing is, y'all, hey, TikTok. The thing is, I have had so many experiences in this industry, right? I've just got so many damn stories. And one thing I'll be talking about, something be like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me show TikTok some love because I'm forgetting. I'm so used to looking at TikTok over here. Hi, TikTok. Hello. Let's see. Nikki, you are a true legend. Brownstone is legendary. Thank you very much. Hi, Ian Ryan. I appreciate you. Thank you. What up, Doe? Who is that? More kick. I got to turn my light up so I could see a little better. My eyes is my eyes. I'm still on your side, Queen. Even though it's no issues. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback in general from people. Please hit like, YouTube. Please hit like. Please hit like. Gag for your life. I cannot repeat your comment. But yeah, that part. A movie with you, Macy Gray, and Brandy would be great. Macy can play your mother. No, my mama. Shit, I'm older than Macy Gray. I'm older than everybody in this industry. Shit, I'm one of the OGs in this industry right now, you guys. Used to be, that I was a youngin', but I'm considered an OG. So I'll be playing the mamas and the aunties. I can play Brandy's mother, and Brandy can play our daughter. I love it. We got a whole little situation. Hey, Timogen. Hi, Timogen. It's so good to see you. Hi. It's so good to see you. Gag for Your Life, new channel coming soon. That's exciting. That's exciting. I was saying yesterday, I encourage everyone, start now. I know the YouTube has changed some of the requirements, thus frustrating some younger creatives and people who are just getting started on the platform. But do not let that discourage you, because you guys know I've been saying forever, that y'all need to be owning, we, not y'all, we need to be owning our content and owning our ideas. It's something, oh, that's what that is. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me pull my thing back. We need to be owning our content. We need to be owning our ideas. And between YouTube and generative AI, it's a lot of opportunities. I shouldn't have said those two things in one sentence because I don't mean it that way. I'm saying there are a lot of opportunities, more opportunities than there have ever been for us as creatives and as business people and as, just folks who want to share story and connect with people and find our village and find our community. There's so many great opportunities out there now for us to access our people. So make sure that you leverage those opportunities. And it is a little more work that we have to do, but it is so worth it. It is certainly so worth it. Hi, X. It's so good to see my X people in there. X, what's going on? What it do? Talk to me, because y'all be over there. I don't know what's going on over there. It's a lot of political stuff going on in the Xaverse. And y'all just tell me what's going on, because, I ain't been over there. And I'm just now live over there again and have not been in a very long time. Thank you, Don Carter, for coming over from Instagram. I really appreciate that. John, I'm glad that you missed Nights with Nicci. We're back. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Nights with Nicci is back again. Oh, hi, Crystal, coming over from IG. Yay. Now, y'all make sure as y'all come over from IG that y'all hit that like button, because when you hit the like button, it makes the party more exciting and fun, because it means that the algorithm is going to send it out to a lot more people. And that will make it a lot more fun, because there'll be a lot more opinions from intellectuals in this mother sucker. Hey, Nicci, the Sessions interview was really good. Also, I wanted to say, even though the situation with P Valley happened, you're still in control. Brownstone and R&B Divas. Right. So, yeah, you know what? I will say this. And perspective is everything. If I had not gone through, this is actually a true statement I'm about to make. If I had not gone through the P Valley situation and all that came along with that, then I would not have ownership of the R&B Divas trademark. How's that for some inside tea? Yeah, I would not have, and the reason why do I say that? I say that because I met my IP and trademark attorney through a conversation that she and I had about what was going on with P Valley. And I shared with her that, I was just in conversation about what was happening with the P Valley situation. And I was like, it sucks, because this is the same thing, that happened to me, or a similar thing happened to me with R&B Divas. And I was kind of breaking it down and explaining it to her. And we got into one thing led to another, and another conversation led to another. And then we did some research, and we did some digging, and we did the things. And we ended up owning the trademark for R&B Divas. So it's really, and again, had I not gone through what I went through with R&B Divas, then I would not have the knowledge about ownership that I have today. I would not have the experiences that I had going through all that BS to educate me on how important ownership is, and to motivate me and inspire me to pursue it. I am so patient, you guys. I know that it seems like I be like doing shit on the fly and stuff kind of just be, I can take this off. Stuff kind of comes up out of nowhere. And you look up and it's just a new thing. But most of the stuff that I have, move that out of the way, most of the stuff that I have that I'm producing today, most of the content, platforms, all of the above, these are things I've been working on for at least since 2017, right? Worth was born right after R&B Divas. Worth was born because I learned, I don't know, some of y'all may be OGs and y'all might remember I was doing a Divas Hangout thing, right? And as technology has evolved and made, like I said, opportunities for us to reach y'all and connect with you guys and do better quality content more accessible, it seems more present, but all these things that I've been building, all these ideas and shows and all that other stuff, I've been very consistent and very patient in the build. For those of you who've been hanging out with me on YouTube for a minute, you know, I mean, even though we ain't got tens of thousands of people watching right now, but I believe that at some point in the future, we will get to a point where we have a very massive number of subscribers and followers. And what I love about what we've built and how we have, you know, continued to grow slowly but steadily is that it's an organic engagement. It's an organic audience. I feel like we really get each other. We really understand each other. We respect each other. And I found that this space is a lot better for my mental wellness than, I mean, because when you're on some of the other platforms, right, where people just have the ability to just say whatever they want to say in the comments or whatever, and they're not really your people. They just happen upon your content because it's either in a For You Explore page or whatever the case may be. It's just a bunch of randoms that ain't seen you since the beef on R&B Divas. So everything they got to say and, oh, this, you know what I mean? It's like, but what I appreciate about what we've built with Worth TV, what we're building with Divine 9 TV, what we've been building on this ownership journey is that I feel like we stuck with each other. We go together big. And I love and I know we don't know each other personally. And I know you really have to, I mean, you know, the world is a funny place, so you got to be conscious or whatever. But I really feel blessed and fortunate to be able to connect with people that I feel I have a lot in common with. So I appreciate y'all. I sincerely do. And thank you all who have been riding with me through the case. It's funny, I was talking to one of the members of my team. Shout out to my soror, Lauren. Yep. And she was like, just watching what's happening on the page now, on the channel, and just career-wise and all of the things. She was just talking about how, you know, for 5 long years, you guys, it was me. Please hit like, please hit share, please hit subscribe. And if you are watching me on TikTok, please make sure you share the live. I got to make sure I keep these windows open so I can see everybody. Everybody. Romans 8:28, all things work together, sis. Your platform is rising. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for that. Thank you, River. I appreciate that. Hi, Roslyn. I see you, sister. I appreciate y'all. Yes, the platforms are rising. TikTok, we need to get to 10K. We need to get to 10K tonight, Gina. We need to get to 10K this evening, girls and guys and friends. Please. And thank you. I know, always on here begging for some likes and begging to get to 10K and whatever. And Twitter, I need y'all to repost this live. Matter of fact, I'm finna repost this mug right now because I need the people to show up in the room and in the space because we're going to get into some meaningful dialogue. I'm going to quit talking about myself, but I'm just so geeked and so proud that we are finally finding our space in the algorithm. And YouTube, I sincerely appreciate you for allowing these stories, these amazing stories of these amazing women. And it's not just, that's the other thing, you guys. That's what I want to share with y'all tonight. It is not just R&B divas. We're doing R&B kings. So get ready. We're about to start having conversations with the brothers in the industry. I'm really, really, really excited about that. Last night we talked about whether or not you guys would tune in if we actually did R&B Divas as a series and aired it on YouTube. And we had mixed reactions. For the most part, Kato, chill out. He always want to be all up in the videos dancing with me. For the most part, people felt like, you know, if we did it on YouTube or these platforms where we at TikTok and all the platforms, because now that we can do it, I mean, you know, y'all can see it too because it's landscape now that we know. So we just got to be good, behave, not get blocked, not let the live get reduced or whatever. Talk nice and respect these people, sugar, honey, iced tea, so we can get the content to y'all. Because contrary to popular belief, I'm not bougie. I want to go where the people reside. You feel me? I've seen the interview with you and the lovely Miss Jones a couple of weeks ago. Any updates on R&B Divas, the new season? Yes. Shout out to Jonesy. Shout out to the East Coast. So I talked last night And if I'm being redundant for some of my people who were here last night, like, because you talked about that last night, talk about something new. I need you guys to like this video and share this video as you come in. So to answer your question, Crystal Kelly, yes, we are doing a new season of R&B Divas. What I am not certain of yet, I am not yet certain of which franchise we are going with first, right? And I say that because when we made the announcement, there was an overwhelming response to R&B Divas coming back. And initially it was, well, let's just do New York and kind of see what happens, and then we'll go to another city and blah, 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 blah. But as we started getting feedback and interest from other women in other cities, as we started to get some interest from potential sponsorship partners and distribution partners, and I was like, oh, this thing might just have some real legs to it. I said, you know what, before we make the decision to just land on a city and this is it, let's put together a board of advisors like any legacy brand has and get input from really smart people about what makes the most sense, because we want to keep this thing independent. We're not trying to, and by independent, I mean for us, by us, and not being at the mercy of distributors whose bottom line is just whatever it is that they want to see the franchise become, and not what y'all as fans of the franchise and us as women who are in front of well, I won't be in front of the camera, but women who will be in front of the camera and on the series. In some instances I will be, some moments I will be, but I'm so focused on behind the scenes. I've written several scripts that I'm currently in the process of developing and getting funding for. This is an R&B Divas universe. So like I said, we don't know which cities or if we're doing multiple cities. I've already said we've got R&B Divas daughters in the mix. We've got R&B Kings. We've got so much great musical content coming from this brand. And we need to make sure that we're making the right steps with the right people involved and taking our time to make sure that this is right for y'all. Because we made the mistake before, and I was gonna say this last night and I realized that I did not. Damn. Anybody who knows about eyelashes knows what I'm going through right now. Oh gosh. Come on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be feeling like daggers in that mug. Ooh, Jesus. Okay, hold on, y'all. All right. So one of the things that I learned and realized during the original, right, is that the whole too many chiefs and not enough Indians thing was very real. There were like, so, and that's not just from the ladies or the women that were on R&B Divas as castmates. It was producers. It was just so many people, just, you know what I mean? It was a huge success. It was a hit show. And everybody was excited. It made television history at TV One. And I think the general consensus was that everybody had an idea. Well, not the general consensus. I think the issue, because if there was a general consensus or like, hey, collectively this is what we think, then I think things would have gone a lot smoother. I think one of the big mistakes that happened before is this one wanted to do a tour, that one wanted to do a tour, this producer wanted it to be about this person felt like this person was a star, this person felt like this, and it was just all over the place. And I think that there was a lot of excitement coming from a lot of places, because think about it, before R&B Divas came along, I mean, it was definitely groundbreaking television. It was definitely a series that like we had not seen, and it took all of us to make it. I'm not sitting here trying to take credit. I created the series, but I did not make the series the success that it is. Right? I wanted to be clear. I will take credit for being the creator of the successful franchise, but I will never take credit for making it as successful as it was. First of all, we wouldn't even have a show at a network if it wasn't for Faith Renee and Evans agreeing to be a part of this and anchor this cast and make sure that, you know, bring the value. Faith added a tremendous, y'all know, look, y'all watched pretty much because of Faith. I mean, we all, once you got to know all of us and you saw how funny and cool and everything and how we got along, but Faith was the one who is the reason people paid attention to the series and people were excited about the series. So that will always and forever. I've always said Faith can decide on a whim. Maybe I'll do this season. Maybe I'll show my face. Maybe I'll do it. Faith is always and forever going to be my partner in the R&B Divas franchise and brand, period.com. I'm probably going to roll up my sleeves and be running around all over the place doing more of this and that and the third. Faith is the calm sort of, well, what if we do this or what if we went in that direction, right? I throw it all up against the wall and we, you know, Faith says, I think that sticks. And then we bring it to our advisory board, which is a collective of really incredibly talented people who are going to help us navigate this incredible universe that we're trying to build. That not that we're trying to build, that we are building. We are actively building an incredible universe. And we're not saying that, you know, I know I did ask about whether or not you guys will watch it if it aired on YouTube or these other platforms. That is not to say that we are not going to have a network partner, a traditional network partner. But it is absolutely without a doubt for certain to say that we will not be at the mercy of people making decisions about what we know. Listen, y'all, we've been in this business collectively, probably all of us. Shit, if you really started adding up the number of years and the individual experiences of all the women who have been a part of the R&B Divas franchise, who gonna tell us? Like, we got hundreds of years of experience between all of us women who are part of this franchise and this cast, right? Yeah, production companies know camera angles and editing and story and this and that and the third, but this time around, we want to make sure it's organic. We want to make sure y'all giving what y'all want. So without making it too extra long-winded in terms of the explanation, R&B Divas is coming. I will not be able to tell you which franchise, which city, which iteration of it is coming first. Just because it has grown exponentially and it is like, I just want to pay attention to what the team thinks we should do. We are hoping to give you guys something this side of the year. And that's even me doing too much bumping of the gums. But we're hoping to give you guys something this side of the year. We don't know what that looks like. I mean, there are all sorts of things. There's girls trips, there's business launches. There's all sorts of things in the making. J-Rock, also for everyone, come for Nicci. P-Valley returns late 2026, January 27th. So leave Nicci alone. Right. Listen. Yeah, what he said. I like the video with you and your nephew from 42nd Street. It was funny because you were tired and ready to go, but he was young and excited. Thank you, guys. I'm glad y'all watching the content. Y'all, so what I love about how we're setting this channel up is it's like I always wanted to have a channel where people would be able to watch a video and then like a network, like binge watching, where you can go and watch other stuff. So I said this last night, I love that you guys are being introduced to From the Bottom Up. That series is so good and it's so important. And we got 3 solid seasons of it. Always got to put hats off and much love and grace and thanks to Queen Latifah's company, Flavor Unit, Shakim, Latifah, Yanli, everybody over there, James Dubose, Tracy Kinzer, all the people who Yetta, I'm sorry, not Yetta. I was about to call her Yetta. Shout out to Yetta though. We actually had a whole conversation. So anybody who worked on From the Bottom Up, the entire cast, that show is so important. I've said it before. We literally caught a predator. We literally watched a child get sentenced to 30 to 60 years. So make sure you watch the first season. It's available. I think that I'm going to drop the reunion special, which was hosted by Ty Beauchamp, my sister Ty, who I love dearly. And then we'll go on ahead and release season 2 for you guys. because y'all are loving that too. I looked up, I was like, dang, this got 75,000 views. That's crazy. But it's because it's great content and it's great story. And the women who are involved in it and shared their stories, I'm always going to be grateful for. But I always wanted this channel to be one that people could kind of binge, watch, and enjoy. So I'm glad that y'all do. Hey, Nell Fox, love to you too. Thank you so much. Hold on, let me put this in the broadcast. So let me put this in here. Like, share, and subscribe. And the new thing that y'all can do is hype this video to let the people know that y'all actually enjoying the content that you guys are seeing. J-Rock says, Enhanced Simplicity says, I love how you're receiving so much love and positive feedback from your followers, because past stuff, some are trying to paint you as a bad person, but you just kept moving forward. You deserve more. Thank you. I appreciate that. I sincerely appreciate that. Listen, cream gonna always, your grandma done already told you cream go always rise to the top. What you talk about? Hey, Kentucky, I see you. What up, though? I got to keep switching from one platform to the next so I can say hello to everybody. Thank you. We love you, too. Amen, King. Yes, it was 3 seasons. Yes, from the bottom up. It's 3 seasons. Yes, you guys. I think the first episode is already at like 73,000 views or something on that, which is crazy. Tamika's up there in the 70s, about to be 75,000. I said last night, Tamika's interview has already reached 1 million impressions. I'm sure Lisa's interview has reached 1 million impressions. It was like 950 the last time I checked. Shanice's interview is going up. Run that Shanice interview up, you guys. Run Shanice up. Run Terrell Hicks's interview up. They were so great. These conversations are so great. Run those interviews up, please, because you are not only helping obviously grow our channel, which is very important, because the more you help us grow our channel, then guess what? The better interviews and conversations that I can give y'all. And y'all really seem to be enjoying these conversations. So if you run these numbers up, if you tell people that they should be watching Worth TV YouTube channel and Divine 9 TV YouTube channel and subscribing to Divine 9 TV streaming platform, if you tell people that they should be hitting like and commenting and all of that, then what happens is these systems that have for many years prevented us from being able to reach the people open up a few more pathways for us to reach the people, and we can preserve the legacies of really deserving, talented singers and performers, y'all. It's so important for us to be able to do that. Shit, I want to interview Beyonce and Kelly. I want to interview all of Destiny's Child. I want to interview everybody. And it's not just about singers. Oh, y'all finna find out. Because this interview that's coming up, like I said last night, I don't want to geek you up too much, but it's so good. Why do you think Faith should do who do you think Faith should do a versus with? She needs to do one with Kelly Price, but people say her and Mary J need to do one. I think Mary J versus, people are asking me about versus, and I honestly, I don't really, I'm not a big versus person. I'm not a big versus person. Is that bad for me to say? I mean, I'm happy for their success. I'm always happy to see the success of, anything that highlights and amplifies musicians and what we contribute, I love, but I just hate the competition factor. So I can't really answer that question for you. Yes, it's a trip with your nephew. That's so funny. You and your nephew should blog more. Really? Y'all like that? Oh, that's so funny. Will you ever interview members of Brownstone, past or present? It's so funny. One of my best friends just sent me a text message just now, literally on the live. Because I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but we're about to collaborate on a show. If you are an actor, a stage performer, somebody who wants to perfect your craft. Hold on, y'all. I didn't even check to make sure I ain't had nothing in my nose. We family, but I need to just, the whole video done now, so it is what it is. But I told y'all, feel free to tell me. Okay, I think we good. I ain't one of them. Feel free to tell me, because I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't see. But a really, really great friend of mine is a really incredible actor. And he is going to be doing some really awesome sessions with actors and actresses. And it's a coaching session where he kind of gets to know the person, the individual, so he can kind of like cater the program, his coaching session as far as acting and stuff. He can cater that sort of to you and help you really develop as an individual instead of like just generic acting lesson stuff. So we're going to be posting his acting one-on-one workshops and conversations. I'm going to do some of that stuff in the next couple of days. You'll see it pop up on Divine 9 TV and Worth TV as well. The whole point of this platform that we're building is to be a space where, you know, like a little baby BET, like a little baby TV1, like a little baby, you know what I'm saying? We trying to be like a little baby streaming platform where y'all get all this good stuff. Because yeah, we believe that our people deserve the opportunity to have great content accessible to them at all times, especially at times like these when so much stuff is going on. Hayden Panettiere, I hope I'm saying her name right. Rest in peace, beautiful. When we were on live last night, somebody informed me that unfortunately she passed away. And please run the likes up, you guys. Run the likes up. We're building this platform. This is for us, by us. We're building this platform for us, by us, so we have a place to be. You feel me? So please share, run the likes up so we can break through this algorithm and continue to break through this algorithm. Because luckily, man, we got like 600,000 views in the last 28 days on stuff. It was like, so I'm sorry. I know I just been running my mouth about how excited I am to finally be building an audience, but it's for a platform that only has, I think we're up to 31,000 now, 31,000 subs. Baby, I'm gonna talk to you about some of the new content we're coming. So Dwayne is doing the acting sessions, acting sessions. I got so much in my brain. I don't want to repeat the title and mess it up. But you guys, if you have people or know people who want to be actors, tell them to tune into that. Also, Divine Lifestyle, you guys. This is something I'm really, really excited about. The Divine Lifestyle series, which is going to be about travel and wellness and staycations and exploring hotels and destinations and stuff like that. So we're going to introduce you guys to some of that content as well. And real quick, to go back to the question about Brownstone members, because I know I kind of went over here and somebody asked me about whether or not I would interview. Who is this? J-Rock asked about the other members of Brownstone. So, and that's the reason why I started talking about Dwayne, because I reached out to Dwayne and I was like, do you think Keena would sit down and have a conversation? I would love to sit down with Keena, with Mimi, with anybody, you know, who has history and story and wants to share. I would love to sit down with them and have conversations with them. You know, I think that a lot of times people are very comfortable in their privacy. And I think that that might be the space that some of the previous members of the group are in. But I don't know. You never know. And you don't know until you ask. And I'm definitely going to ask because I would love that. Okay, Jill Scott and Erykah Badu did it in a celebratory way previously. I would love to see that. If we're celebrating each other, you guys, and if it's like in a positive way, then I'm here. I'm all here for that. Like I'm 100% here for that. But I don't like the idea of like, oh, she killed her. Oh, she smashed her. Oh, she ain't the GOAT no more. She ain't the whatever. I just, you know, I think we all contributed something dope to the entertainment industry. I think that we all did our very best. Hold on, y'all, let me plug this in because we just lost the light. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me for a minute. Please and thank you. Hold on. Okay, we back. We are back. We all contributed something dope to the industry, and we contributed something dope to the music. What is going on here? Why does this thing keep going on? And I think that people deserve to have their flowers. Hold on. Why working, Ike? Okay, there we go. Why is it not working, Ike? We are a mom and pop organization over here. Boom. My lights keep going out. Everybody has done a fantastic job in this industry. So versus when it's all competition based, I don't like it. I don't like it. That light keep going out. I'm not gonna keep getting up trying to fix it. But yeah, we are very grateful that you guys are loving the content. After this live, I would be really excited to see many of you go over and watch the podcast with Brian Michael Cox and Jonte Austin, the Sessions podcast. It's so dope what they're doing, you guys. I love that Sessions podcast. They're just basically having conversations with artists and creatives and breaking down, the artists' careers and, the music and the impact. And it's so important, like, to preserve our legacies as entertainers and artists and creatives. And it's not a lot of places out there. You guys, the record industry has done a number. And when I say a number, I mean a number on artists and creatives. And a lot of us have been disenchanted, I guess is a word we'll use, and disappointed with our experiences in this industry. And now we have an opportunity, in my opinion, to level the playing field and go direct to consumer. And I hope that you guys embrace that. And I hope that we can get back to, because I remember a time when artists were respected and revered and appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And now it just seems like it's just hard. Like, think about it. Like, in order to do your job, you have to be prepared to subject yourself to like all kinds of judgment, all kinds of, half the time people don't even really be knowing what they be talking about, but they gonna say it anyway. And then, bad news travels better than good news. And it's just crazy because a lot of our artists, I think, just want to be in peace. Not in peace, like rest in peace, because Lord knows we've lost enough of them, but just not putting themselves out there to be judged and to be torn apart and to be, just when do we get back to people enjoying what we do? When do we get back to people appreciating, what we do as artists? And listen, I ain't trying to put all the onus on the people neither, because there's a few of us out there acting real crazy and very deserving of it. But I think the lines get blurred and we miss that there are people out there in the artist community who ain't really done nothing to disrespect anybody. They're just out there trying to be artists and trying to be creatives, and they end up in blogs and they end up on pages, and it's, oh, did you find out her such and such got it right, and her husband cheated on her, and she said, and it's just, it's hard already for a lot of artists to like share their talents and their gifts, because even though many of us are talented, right? A lot of us are still a little insecure about our talents and our gifts. And a lot of us have to work up the strength to like share the music and share the movies and share the work. And when you do and people just lay into your ass, it's just like, I don't want to do this shit no more. And it's crazy because the world needs artists. I think we've learned that the hard way. Like, we don't have the Man in the Mirror song right now. We don't have, the likes of Whitney Houston. I say this all the time. If you're new to the lives, then understand. We gonna always, please hit like. Please let the algorithm know you're digging this content. But we gonna always talk about the fact that the way this industry, the industry and the fans of the music, let's call it what it is, ripped Whitney Houston to shreds about her lifestyle choices at a time when she was going through a hell of a lot of stuff, right? We don't know what people are going through, but we expect them to always be pulled up, always be perfect pitch, always be showing up, in the way that we want to see them. Always the hair is whipped, the makeup is whipped, the dress is to the floor, the voice is top tier. We don't give artists the same grace that we give athletes. Because ain't nobody expecting Shaq to do what he did in the 90s. Ain't nobody expecting Chris Webber or none of them. You don't even expect the greatest to ever do it, Michael Jordan, to be who he was in those days. You don't expect him to be that today. But these singers and these artists, y'all expect them to look just like they just walked off the set of the movie and sing just like they sang when they was in their 20s and 30s. And the same way physically, athletes' bodies break down and they can't continue to do it, to be what they used to be. Artists have the same, or should have the same grace and the same right to gracefully age or go through some shit, right? And another thing, and I don't know if this has anything to do. I was watching a couple of the videos with Hayden Panettiere. I hope I'm saying her Hayden. I'm just gonna call her Hayden because I can say that part. I don't really know how to pronounce her last name that well. But I saw her struggles. I saw, I saw what she allowed us to see of her struggles, and she talked about how she struggled with addiction and how she struggled with postpartum depression. That's a real thing. I have to say, well, we know it's a real thing, but I'm saying it's a real thing like that because I know people who have personally been impacted by it, and how it's a brave thing if you suffer postpartum to allow your children to be in the best possible environment for them to thrive until you get through whatever it is you're going through. Some people can manage it and still maintain having custody of their children and having their kids. And some people, like in the case of Hayden, I believe, I don't know for sure, but she ended up having to, or choosing to, allow her child to be raised out of the country by the child's father. But the industry, like, she was at the top of her game with Heroes and was it Bring It On? Just all of the movies and things that she did. When you think about Britney Spears, when you think about Justin Bieber, when you think about all of these talented people who unfortunately either didn't make it out of this mug alive, made it out too, it happened too soon. It should let us all know, even this Tupac trial, which I want to touch on that just a little bit. I haven't done enough research to go too deep with it, and I'm not going to make this a long-winded live, I promise. But the way artists suffer in this industry should be studied, and solutions should be explored, because art and entertainment are so important to society. If you had a chance to watch the Sessions podcast, you will see my perspective on Spin That. I doubled down. I'm not taking what I said about that song back. I said what I said, and I don't care who don't like it. I meant it, because art and music and story has the power to save lives, has the power to help shape lives and shape perspectives. And we don't have people from the Indian culture out here doing those kinds of songs and doing those kinds of shows and doing those kinds of movies and doing those types of whatever. We don't have very few people from the white community, the Asian community, even the African. They don't allow themselves to denigrate and disrespect. I mean, it exists. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to turn this into a, bashing my people moment. I'm saying we got to be real and honest and forthright about how the things that we listen to and we call entertainment and we call art, how those things really negatively impact our community. We have been conditioned for many years by what we've listened to on the radio. Take case in point, this Tupac trial. Let's just call it what it is, right? Hold on one second, y'all. Make sure I get this update. So for those of you who are old enough to remember, okay, I do have the update. I'm gonna read the update to y'all. Okay, let me read the update and then I'm gonna get into this next thing I'm gonna talk about regarding gangsta rap, how it has evolved into Spin That and all of these other records out here. It ain't just Spin That. It's a bunch of records out here that don't make sense. I saw a clip of Young Boy, NBA Boy, or whatever his name is. I saw a clip of him, talking about the fact that he left the country. He feels safe. He feels, he feels better living out of the country. He's not coming back. I see how other, I'm not that hip on the hip hop stuff. But I think about the drill stuff and how many people, we lost during that time. 90s hip hop, 90s rap, it was a dangerous place. It was a very, very dangerous place. And even though we sang and we danced and we performed to them records and we wonder why they call you bitch, the whole thing and all that other stuff, we were younger. We were way more impressionable. And as I said on the podcast, which please go watch the Sessions podcast tonight after you watch this, because it's really good. It's in the collaboration link on Worth TV, or you can go to the Sessions page and watch it. But just like I said, we were young. We were impressionable. We did not know all of the things that we know now. So how fucking crazy does it look to be 56, 55, 45, 49, 39, still running around singing that silly shit, still running around, yeah, I get that there are a lot of people out here who love those records. I know that when we have fun, they should be able to have fun too. But when we realize the cost of being all up in the videos dancing, as Suge Knight put it, when we realize the detriment, how we exposed ourselves and our peers, and when we think about what's happened with Diddy and how much time he has to serve as a result of his lifestyle during that time, right? Although I still believe and I still stand by the fact that I think he was overcharged. Come with something else and I might change my perspective. But based on what we saw play out in a court of law, my perspective is what he did to Cassie was terrible. You guys watch the Sherry Dennis conversation on Diary of a Diva. If you want more perspective on what was happening around that time, because Sherry Dennis knew Cassie and Sherry Dennis shared some very wise, very, very wise perspectives and words. She was signed, for those of you who don't know, she was signed to Bad Boy. She was signed to Diddy. She was around during, like she said, she was around for the Cassie. She was around for the Shine. She was around for the J-Lo. She was around for all of that. And hindsight being 2020, when we're younger and we're more impressionable and we're experiencing things, whatever this thing is right here ain't fully developed and we don't really know what the hell we're talking about anyway. We don't know what the hell we're doing anyway. But as an adult, as a grandmother of two, as a sister and auntie, a friend who cares. Y'all talk about the interaction I had with my nephew in New York and Times Square. I have to check him all the time. Like, boy, I don't care that they got 500 million followers. Does that 500 million followers translate into engagement and a way for you to be able to monetize what you are doing? You can buy millions of followers. You can buy popularity. You can pay for the absurdity that becomes viral, that puts you out there. But it's a whole nother thing to actually develop a talent or a gift that you can be around for 30 plus years or generations, developed talent and art that actually turns into something good and healthy and positive for our communities. And at this big age, we should all be focused on the things that bring more positivity and good things into our community. Somebody said Charlie Wilson on TikTok. River said Charlie Wilson and Patty are highly beloved artists over 70 years old. Yes, but let me say this real quick. I'm gonna hit a corner. And then I'm gonna go, well, no, let me finish this. What I was going to say, this update real quick on the Tupac thing, and then remind me to say something about the Gladys Knight thing, you guys. I have to add my 2 cents to this conversation. So needless to say, one of the things that we have recognized is that now looking back, the Tupac thing happened over 30 years ago. Yeah? I don't know if it's over 30 years ago, but almost 30 years ago, if not over. And he was very young. Big was very young. This trial is just now happening in front of the whole world, right? Now, I'm conflicted about it because, like I've always said, I love Pac. I think he was a genius. If he was around today, can we just sit in that for a minute? Y'all know good and full well if Pac and Biggie, shit, Whitney Prince, so we done lost so many. We've lost so many. And guess what? Them people don't really care about the future of our community because they have made their money and they will continue to make their money in perpetuity. They are going to make money off of this trial. Tupac records are going to sell. Books are going to sell. Movie adaptations are going to happen. This is just unleashing and sharing a whole bunch more information. I'm about to read the update to you guys real quick. But this is just sharing a whole bunch of information that people are going to be able to monetize, which is why it is so important for y'all to hit like, share, and subscribe on this here channel so we can monetize our greatness and pour into our community. Because I'm a real one about doing that. Anyway, here's a major update on August 27th. Dwayne KeefeD Davis and Tupac Shakur murder trial is underway in Las Vegas, and opening statements have begun. Prosecutors told jurors that Davis was essentially the shot caller organizer behind Tupac's September 1996 unaliving. Their theory is that the pow-powing was retaliation after Tupac and members of Death Row Entourage attacked Davis's nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, at the MGM Grand. Y'all know the video of the whole thing where, like, yeah, there's a whole thing. My husband is so, like, invested in this, right? That's how I know what I know. Okay? Prosecutors say Davis helped organize the retaliation, supply the pow-pow, and was inside the Cadillac involved in the shooting. I shouldn't have said that, but here we go. The defense is attacking this case as fiction. Now, this is when we get to talking about YouTube and going on these platforms and talking about stuff that really ain't verifiable in the truth. Attorney Michael Sant argues that there is a lack of physical evidence tying Davis to the murking, and that Davis's numerous public statements over the years, including interviews in his memoir, were exaggerated, inconsistent, or made for attention and money. The defense is also attacking the quality of decades-old police investigation. The evidence issue that we're watching now is huge. The judge ruled that prosecutors can use Davis's 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, against him. Even more importantly, Judge Kearney, I hope I'm saying the name right, ruled that prosecutors can use the 2008 police interview, which Davis discussed the Tupac unaliving, and the defense has fought to keep that interview out, but they lost. What I think this, I'm sorry, this is chat. What I think will decide this trial, this case appears to be shaping up less as a who unalive Tupac and more as a can prosecutors prove beyond a reasonable doubt that KeefeD knowingly participated in and helped orchestrate the unaliving based largely on his own admissions plus corroborating witnesses and circumstances. So here's the thing about that. We should also keep an eye on the trial because major witnesses and bombshell testimony and whether or not Suge is going to. I believe that Suge Knight, who I respect, I have to say, I ain't never had. I don't know Suge like that. We are familiar. 90s. Everybody was kind of familiar with everybody. Be clear. But he always seemed to be a straightforward dude, very polarizing. But what's more polarizing than the people who run this industry up at the top? So you need to have some folks somewhere that's equally as polarizing, or at least make you think they might be. So I'm not mad at, some of the things that I've heard, just because, again, you got to have somebody checking the checker. So if Suge gets on the stand and has something to say about this, I'm all in. I would love to know, because I think that he not only is going to have the most information, but I think he's going to have the most reliable and the most honest. But Suge strikes me as a person, like I said yesterday, who let the police do their job. But I'm going to say this. One of the things that stood out for me in the opening arguments of this case is that the KeefeD guy allegedly went on some of these platforms and just geeked some shit up, as we like to say in Detroit, and maybe exaggerated a few things here and there that maybe did not all the way happen that way. And it's a lot of that happening in social media. So it's very, very believable to me that that could have been the case. It could have been a situation where he was, and then allegedly there's some conversation about whether or not he actually wrote the book or whether there was a ghostwriter and he just put his name on it. And I could see a situation. I don't know that this happened. I'm not saying that this happened. I'm not offering any speculation. I'm just saying I could see a situation where somebody approached him and said, I'll write the book, you just go out and promote it and you can get the money. He probably ain't even read that thing cover to cover. You understand? Because there's so much fakery out here in this industry. It's a lot of people who got books out that they ain't read. So that is a possibility. It could be a possibility. And I'm not counting that all the way out. What I do hope is that there is some kind of justice and justice that we can actually believe is actually justice. But 30 years later, like, we got memories that sharp, we'll see. Point is just, if you were around in the early 90s, you remember C. Dolores Tucker tried to tell everybody that if we did not change directions, that eventually the chickens were going to come home to roost. And now, all these years later, what I would really be curious to know is what some of those people who laughed at her and wonder why they call you a bitch. You wonder why they call you. Listen, I was singing that shit too, just like I said on the podcast. I was singing along with it because I was young and dumb, chewing bubble gum. But that lady spoke truth to power, prophesized, and warned us that if things did not change directions and quickly, that our community would eventually suffer years down the line. And now here, 30 years later, C. Dolores Tucker's words got to be ringing in the ears of a whole lot of people who laughed her out of the room, who taught, which is why I don't really take the shit that's happening right now with people talking about me and the spin that and the this and the that and mind your business auntie and you hating. I don't take none of that shit seriously because I watched and participated in the degradation. She don't know what she's talking about. That song is hot. Of C. Dolores Tucker, who tried to save the lives of Tupac, Biggie, and everybody else, who she was directing the argument that this music, this gangster rap, was going to destroy our communities. Where's the lie? I'll wait. Where's the lie, Craig? Come on, somebody. Where's the lie? Ain't one. Can't find one. Please hit like. Please hit like. Please hit share. Please subscribe. This is a classic example of people not listening to Black women. This is a classic example because it used to be a time back in the day where we would listen to our aunties and our grandmothers and our cousins and our big cousins and our people in our community and our church folks and our this and that and the third, because there was some wisdom behind the words that these people shared with us. There was love and genuine concern. Now these hard-headed ass kids, they just, and the thing is, the system, that's the thing that we keep forgetting and the thing we keep leaving out. And I ain't forgot shit. Y'all hear me talking about the spin that situation, but trust me, I know who's in control of this thing and why we're hearing so much of the stuff that we don't need to hear. It is another way to destroy our communities. For 30 years, there's been a psyop. They've been practicing. Y'all heard about the guy who wrote Project 2025 and how he was an African American studies major somewhere? These people have, I talked about patience and how I've been working on how I've been working on this platform and some of these things for 10, 50 plus years. These people have so much patience and they understand the power of us listening to mantras and music and ideas in constant rotation that encourage and promote the very worst of who we are. And now we are seeing it all come into play. And because they motherfucking asses wanted to disrespect the one, listen, like I said, say what the hell you want to say about me. I know eventually, when I'm long gone fertilizing the trees and the yards and the leaves and things, people are going to look back and be like, this lady Nicci Gilbert is trying to tell everybody this shit was going to happen the same way. Here now, 30 years later, we are at a impasse at a trial where a gangster took out one of the most powerful, incredible, prolific artists of our time on some silly gangster sugar honey iced tea. And a black woman by the name of C. Dolores Tucker tried to tell us, went to the Capitol, went to the politicians, went to the record labels, and all they gave that lady was a parental advisory sticker. So much for the parental advisory sticker in saving Tupac's life and saving Biggie's life and saving the lives of all of these other young rappers out here who have fallen victim to the gangster sugar honey iced tea. The lady tried to tell us and we didn't listen. At what point as a community do we make the decision to respect and honor our elders? They care. They care. They care. Keep in mind, black women just recently began to get the diagnosis of postpartum. I'm sorry. I'm real far down the line in my commentary. Let's see. Let me try to get up here a little bit. I believe someone is doing some right. Yep. There's a lot going on. KeefeD told himself on Vlad, right? Yep. Nicci, I appreciate you reserving your judgment during the Diddy trial. We knew it was bad, but it doesn't top everything else going on in the world. Absolutely. It's a whole lot of worse shit. And let me say this, and I'm going to 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 say this. We're very good at being distracted by the shiny things. Very good at tearing each other apart and judging one another based on sound bites and half-assed stories and half-truths that these companies have the ability to put out there and think about it. Think about it. I remember I used to watch CNN all the time. And occasionally I would even turn to Fox News just because I'm like, I want to see what they talk about too. Not so long ago. And now I want to see what they talking about too because I agree with the shit they talking about because I didn't agree with some of the shit they was talking about on CNN. But I wanted to know like what they planning, what they plotting. And here is the gag, ladies and gentlemen. All of them had agendas. All of them had investors and sponsors and money people and folks who were like, this is what the story is going to be today. So we always got the story filtered through the lens of some money people. Think about that. Think about that. Think about it. Think about it. We have everything we have been told. Maybe not every single thing, because there was a point where journalism and journalists and them doing the work and actually finding out the facts was a thing. But even then, was it really? Or was it whoever the person who was paying you for the story, whoever the person is who is paying you for the information, they're the ones that are going to drive the narrative. They're the ones that are going to create the culture, to build the culture, to tell us what to be angry about, to tell us what to be sad about, to tell us what to be happy about. It is all controlled by agitated proper motherfucking gander. There I go cussing, about to mess up my algorithm. All controlled by he and she who have the most funds. Now, this is where we get into the artificial intelligence conversation and the things that artificial intelligence has allowed and afforded. Please hit like, please hit share, please hit subscribe, please give me plenty of hearts on TikTok, and please make sure you share this live on Twitter, because this is the grown people conversation. And for those of you who ain't ready for it, I'm sorry, but this is what we doing. Now we have the opportunity to turn on a microphone, a camera, simulcast to various platforms and outlets, and speak truths that we have either seen for ourselves, that we have experienced, that we've been able to hunt and gather information. And, well, this person said this and this person said that and that person said this, but this is the majority. We now have the ability to have access to more truthful information, more factual information. So this is a good time for those of us who genuinely care about our community, for those of us who genuinely care about the narrative and the truth. This is a good time for us to use and leverage and share these platforms. That's why I'm always begging for likes and hypes and subscribes and tell a friend and Nights With Nicci is back again. Because there's no benefit to me, to my community, to the people, to y'all, to the people I love. I don't even know half y'all motherfuckers, but I love y'all because we are one and the same. We've had a lot of the same experiences. And those who have not maybe come from the same experiences and background, who can respect and appreciate those of us who are out here who do come from those situations, right? The world is not about celebrity anymore. Truth be told, I know people think this shit is about money, but it's really not. Because the minute we look up in the sky and we see it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a motherfucking alien. Your money's not going to mean shit. Ow, my finger. Your money's not going to mean anything when we really get an understanding of what's really, really going on, Craig. Now, maybe having a whole lot of money will build you a bunker somewhere, but you really trying to go bury yourself underground and come up and everybody else gone? No. Humanity has to rely on humanity to survive this thing. It ain't about how much money you got. It ain't about how bad your clothes and your outfits are. It ain't about how well you can sing, because AI out here singing better than half the singers out here. And I know there's a whole argument about who taught AI to sing, but the reality of the situation, of the fact of the matter is that shit is all here to stay. And if we don't learn, let me calm down so I don't get too geeked up and get my algorithm switched up. But if we don't learn to stop sitting back, judging things that we don't know nothing about, we don't know what the disadvantages are to artificial intelligence. But what we do know is that it affords us the opportunity to have access to one another, to build community, to engage, to share, and to get truthful information, right? Back in the day when we heard about the Tupac trial, back in the day when we heard about what happened with Biggie, we don't know what happened to neither one of them. But imagine a world where everybody has access to one another, people can share information, and people who were there and people who did see certain things and people who have been withholding certain information for a time such as this can actually show and prove what really actually happened. That's why I don't just blindly go into believing sugar, honey, ice, fucking tea. Because it's a lot of lying ass because out here who wasn't there. And I always say, if you weren't there, then you can't tell me what happened there. And those of us who speak from the experiences that we had in the situation, something as trivial and small and mundane as R&B Divas, half the motherfuckers out here talking about what happened on R&B Divas weren't there. I was. People that I have reached out to have conversations with who just don't want to have a conversation were. But people who have opinions about it based on what they saw, based on what was edited, based on what was, what's the word? Based on what producers manipulated, right? Do we still believe that everything that we see and hear on reality TV is true and who we are? Reality TV and the news are the same thing. It's all to get you like, oh, did you see? That's why if it bleeds, it leads. That's why they're always going to lead with the worst of whatever with the headlines. These days, we don't know what is artificial, AI, what is real. It's funny. I was watching a video of this little kid and he was Dougie and he was killing it, whatever. And people were like, "Is this real? Is this? Can this kid really dance like this?" And I'm like, "Listen, if he putting his hand in front of his face, because that's just something for y'all to remember. Allegedly, AI can't do this. AI can't talk with their hands the way human beings do. They may figure it out, but one of the quick tests I think I've heard, I don't know if this is true, for determining whether something is real or not, tell it to put his hand in his face, because allegedly they can't cover or put their hands in the face. Again, I don't know how true that is because we all just learning. How did I get on that? I don't know. We be all over the place on Nights with Nicci. My point is just, now more than ever, the real shit has to resonate with people. Now more than ever, imperfection. That's why I'm on here. Probably got greens in my teeth. Maybe got greens in my nose too. Ain't beat for the gods. Because these days, what's real, I truly believe, speaks more to the heart than what is not. And hopefully, as we watch this trial unfold, and we now have access to more information and more who was there and who saw this, and people have had a chance to live with this shit, and people realize that, yes, we've been lied to, we've been hoodwinked, and we've been bamboozled from the fucking start. We get to some truth, and that is the beginning of us getting to some healing and us realizing once and for all that our community coming together, standing together, respecting and loving one another, sharing information and engaging with each other is the beginning of the solution to the racism and inequality and straight up horrible ass treatment of people in Black people, brown people, Asian people in this country. Because here's the gag. Them people don't like none of us. Now, who is them and they? I don't know, because I don't pay attention to their mother answers that much. But I can tell you that they don't like a lot of the people who have the power. And the sooner we realize that, and the faster we accept and embrace that power, the quicker we will start the process of healing this situation for our babies. Because let me tell you something, Linda. The way these kids are addicted to these games, the way these kids are addicted to the follower count, the way these kids are walking around, everybody gonna have humps in their neck. I've seen pictures of what we supposed to look like in 30 years based on us doing this constantly 24/7, and it ain't cute. It's terrible. It looks bad. If you haven't had a chance to look it up, look it up. It's gonna make, that's why I be like, hold your neck up, let me focus. Because it ain't, none of it is positive. We have to get out of these phones. We have to get out of this idea that celebrity is so stale and so corny right now. What is a celebrity? Who is really living their life like it's golden, living their life like it's golden, living their life like it's golden? Who's really just doing that right now in a world where we still ain't figured out what happened to Nolan Wells? We still ain't figured out what happened to the lady who got hung in the woods in Mississippi. We still have not figured out what happened to the young man on the boat. We got kids and teenagers and women and our community members that are just the stories about how their time on this planet ended. We know that we're not crazy, but they have conditioned us to believe that we don't have the power to find, to share, and to preserve the truth. All this judging and shit and trying to be fresh and trying to be fly is getting old fast. I've been doing a little research on Bad Boy Company. Nicci, I appreciate you reserving. Okay, we thought Gladys Knight thing. Yep, we're gonna talk about that. Gladys Knight. Let me say this. So earlier this year, please remind me to say I'm never going to do a long-winded live again. Please. Somebody just tap me on my shoulder and say, sis, stop saying it. Because every time you say it, you lie to yourself and you lie to us. Sorry about lying to y'all, because I said it wasn't going to be long-winded, but I got to say this. We spoke earlier this year about Gladys Knight. Now be clear. I'll fight somebody over Gladys Knight. Nuck if you fucking buck when it comes to Gladys Knight. Her son, Shanga, who's a friend of mine, my dad worked with Gladys at Motown. I'm proud to say, wrote If I Were Your Woman. I know I be saying this shit all the time. If you heard it 50, 11 times, there's somebody on this live that didn't know. So I said it for them. Gladys Knight's son, and maybe a few other members of her family, earlier this year talked about the fact that they did not approve of her. And I got to tread lightly because I love so many people involved in the Queen's tour. I respect so many people involved in the Queen's tour, and I know that there are different perspectives. But I got to keep it real. When her son spoke up and said that she needs to rest and doesn't need to be out on stages exerting herself too much, maybe not too much, not to say she shouldn't be singing no more, but just listen, I'm 56 and I'll be coming off that stage like, God, I need a minute, Lord Jesus, because it takes so much from you, moving back and forth on the stage, remembering the songs, remembering the choreography. Half the time I don't, but just, it's a very, very challenging, which is why I'm always working out, which is why I'm always drinking water, which is why I'm always in the gym, because not unlike athletes, singers and performers on stage, it requires your lungs and your cardiovascular health and your brain to be as sharp as, or you're going to half deliver on that stage. And I get tired. I know Miss Gladys and Miss Pat and all of these amazing, incredibly talented people, Charlie and Eddie OJ. What? The temps, the folks who still out here performing, those people should be resting and just coming out as they please. Frankie Beverly performed all the way up until. And I get that people love it and artists love it and artists want to perform. I mean, a lot of artists like, look, roll me off the stage. But some people be tired. And some people are doing it because they have to pay the bills or maintain a certain look. And I've seen some things. I don't know how true it is because AI be AIing, but I do know that Gladys's son is a loving son who loves his mom dearly. She is a grandmother, and when he spoke up and said, my mom needs to be protected and my mom doesn't need to be out here, like working as hard as she is. I think there was a situation allegedly where, and it's sad because I feel like I'm talking about a legend and sharing information about her that I don't know is all factual, but this is what our platforms are for. When we start talking about sharing information and perspectives, even if we don't know it's 100% true, it's something for us to think about. And from the clips that I've seen, I would like to see our legend get the help if she needs it, that she needs, or for there to be some way to make sure that whatever we might have seen that looked kind of like she needs a break, don't say she would need to retire, but just making sure she's not being overworked, because this industry can overwork you. Trying to tread nicely and softly here because I love Gladys Knight and I love her family. But I also respect the business, and I respect, that folks got to handle their business too. But I want us to pray for our legends. I want us to pray that they don't have to perform all the way up until they getting rolled off of a stage, because it's not fair. It's not okay. It shouldn't be you either transition way too young or you transition because you've been working your ass off when you were way too old. there should be a nice, safe middle ground where artists and creatives can say, you know, I think I'm going to maybe do 3 or 4 shows a year. Maybe I'm going to, and listen, the desire to get on stage ain't nothing like that feeling of having the crowd interacting with you and like the beauty of people singing along and that thrill. But, you know, it's so funny. People were talking about that national anthem. I mean, no disrespect, Queen Martha Reeves. I mean, none whatsoever, because I done had a couple of rough nights my damn self. But at some point, somebody has to tap these legends on the shoulder and say, hey, listen, relax. Enjoy your grandbabies and your great grandbabies and the fruits of your labor and get off that stage. Because, yeah. Love you, Gladys. Love you, Shanga. Respect anybody who has proof that she's just fine, but some of them clips we've been seeing would lead you to wonder. You guys, I want to share this with y'all real quick. I am reading this here bookity book. It's taking me a long time to reread it. It's taking me a really long time to reread it. It's called Ego is the Enemy. Ryan Holiday. And I'm rereading it because it's given me a whole lot of perspective. It's kind of leans into what I was talking about tonight about ego. Ooh, that turned bright. Now y'all can see me. I'm sorry, it should have been like that for the whole live, but I'm busy. Ego is the Enemy. This is a great book. It is a great book because it is written by somebody who's been in the entertainment industry as an agent, somebody who's dealt with a lot of high profile people. And he shares the lessons that he learned. I don't want to give too much of it away. Obviously, you know, I'm reading it again. But he shares a lot of the lessons that he learned about just go, accomplish, show up with your best, doing your best all the time, and how important it is for us to remember to check our egos, because it is ego that drives you to stay in rooms longer than you should stay in rooms. It is ego that prevents you from hearing the things that you should hear that can help improve the quality of your life. It is your ego and thinking you know more than you do, or you are more important than you are, that has a way of destroying really great, talented individuals, because we get caught up in the hype of maintaining the image and the narrative instead of maintaining our mental, physical, and spiritual wellness. This trial is a movie. It's nothing real about this trial. This trial is something to bamboozle. Yeah, things still not change. Yeah, I know. I like that you made the C. Dolores podcast. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. We'll be talking more about C. Dolores Tucker. You cannot talk about this trial and what happened with Tupac if you a real one and not acknowledge C. Dolores Tucker. Give that lady her flowers and her respect. And that's what I mean when I say if the chicken's coming home to roost and we're now looking and we're seeing the result of an investigation and people still talking in social media and running their mouth and this and that and the third. Run your mouth about C. Dolores Tucker. Run your mouth about the black woman who tried to tell us that this shit was going to happen. Give this woman her flowers. And I'm still focused on the C. Dolores Tucker Cultural Warrior Project. Like I said, even if I have to do it through AI. Exactly. I feel you. I love Kim, but yep. Hold on. It's so true. Yes, quite a machine. Yeah, the machine is the machine. Do you think we need a C. Dolores Tucker biopic movie? Yes, I do. If you're going to have a movie about Tupac and Biggie and all the rappers that she talked about need to change directions before they end up losing their lives, then how are you not going to include her in this conversation? How are you not going to include what she and Dionne Warwick and Betty Shabazz and all of those amazing women who came together to try to change the trajectory of these young people's lives? And what's super egregious about the C. Dolores Tucker situation is there were a ton. I don't blame Biggie, and I don't blame Pac, I don't blame Snoop, I don't blame Suge, I don't blame any of the people who are out here like, F that B. Because they were young, impressionable, geeked up. How you gonna tell me I shouldn't take this money from this record label to feed my family and go back to the streets? And maybe they felt like it was a means to an end. Maybe they felt like either way, if they weren't doing hip hop and they weren't telling those stories and doing those songs, that they would be out in the hood and what would ultimately happen would happen anyway, right? I don't blame the young, impressionable minds, just like I don't blame people who are running around here singing the Spin Nats and the other songs, because they forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. I am pointing the finger at the grown people in the room who know exactly what they're doing, who know exactly what the damage is happening to our community. The gatekeepers who don't care about. See, there I go, talking about this stuff again. Y'all, if I find out that these lives and me speaking the truth ultimately ends up impacting my Diary of a Diva episodes and the algorithm switch up on me, I'm going to have to find me another page to have these conversations on, because I'm not about to mess up what we done worked to build. And it's a damn shame that you can't just have real conversations without being and having your reach limited, but that's life. And that's how it goes. And we got to make the decisions about things and slide in some of this educational stuff in the Diary of a Diva conversations. So many distractions, exactly. But we stop falling for the same shit, exactly. Okay, I'm catching up on some of these comments. I think we talk and tell too much. It's time to late. I agree. Speaking of talking and telling too much, you heard what I just said. We all want. We watched how they celebrated the new. Yep. I ain't gonna talk too much about that either. Humanity has to rely on humanity. Very powerful. Absolutely. I don't trust these new reality TV shows. Yep. I agree. We are happy that you are giving us a 2-hour live. I am giving y'all asses a 2-hour live, and that's a damn shame. I was told not to make these lives too long because that's the reason why they don't have the reach. So y'all make sure y'all like this. Make sure you subscribe to this, right? Golly, I'm learning. I still got my flip phone. I was just saying I needed a flip phone. You took it to the pool pit tonight. Okay, good. Yes, y'all are enjoying it. I'm glad y'all enjoying it. It's worth it. We know Miss Nicci, allegedly. Miss Knight has it, right? Yeah. Ron Isley be chilling, sitting in his chair on that stage. I know that's right. Our legendary artists do love, however. Yep, absolutely. Mary J. Blige also needs to be paying attention. Absolutely. Mary said it. She said she was tired. Just a little nosy. That's the beauty of platforms like this. We could still listen to your music for years to come. They can relax. Right. But see, here's the thing. A lot of artists can't even monetize our own music. Like, I can't play If You Love Me on this YouTube channel. Even though I co-wrote the song, even though I have to get paid when the labels own all of it, you guys. And at some point, we're going to talk about this copyright reversion thing, and Salt and Pepper are going through a major battle right now for their copyrights, because you're supposed to, after 35 years, every artist is supposed to be able to get ownership. Me and Shanice, make sure y'all watch the Shanice interview, because me and Shanice talk about this 35-year copyright reversion situation, right? And that is for every author, whether you're a songwriter, a scriptwriter, a poet, whatever it is. This is a constitutional right. And it's just real ironic that a lot of artists, unfortunately, right around the time that it's time for them to get their masters and their shit and their ownership back in them 60s and whatnot, all of a sudden meet early demise. I mean, I'm not saying anything like that, and this is part of the reason why my shit be so limited, because I keep it so real. But yeah, it's hard to not acknowledge the fact that a lot of artists don't get to see a certain age, because ironically, right around the time when they're going to get ownership of all of their Sugar Honey Iced Tea back, you know, something happens. And maybe it's just all coincidence, but look it up. Grown people in the room, absolutely. Nikki, I understand where you're coming from, but there is nothing out of order or disrespectful about the conversations with substance. There isn't anything out of order or disrespectful about conversations with substance, but you guys, let's just keep it real. Part of the reason why my conversations with substance only go so far and have only gone so far for years is because the people who own the platforms, all of them, get to decide what you guys have access to, what our audience can engage with. And luckily, they're allowing these Diary of a Diva conversations to go forward. So you're getting little bits and pieces of what. And if you think about it, all of those Diary of a Diva conversations, you guys, this Shirley Jones thing, do not sleep on this Shirley Jones conversation that's coming up this Saturday. It is such a great conversation. You're going to learn so much. I was literally in tears while I was having this conversation with Shirley Jones because she talked about the fact I don't want to give too much away, but she lost both of her sisters. You know, Jones Girl's sisters from Detroit. She lost both of her sisters, and alcohol played a role in both of their endings. And the industry and the pressures of the industry played a role in them choosing to drink alcohol. So when you think about Billie Holiday, when you think about Bessie Smith, when you think about Whitney Houston, when you think about Phyllis Hyman, what do we... My grandson does this all the time. But what are we doing? What are we doing? And then the more I talk about these things, the more the computer, this bitch is talking about Dolores Tucker. This bitch is talking about drug addiction and artists. This bitch is talking about, and then I get limited. So that is why I need y'all to be really active. Please be active in sharing the lives. Please be active in hitting like. Please be active in acknowledging that this information is very, very, very important for our community to get. Because listen, guys, like I started off saying, our kids are focused on games. Our kids are focused on entitlement. Our kids are focused on, they don't know how hard our ancestors had to work to get us to the point. Actually, our ancestors didn't work to get us to this point. Our ancestors worked to give us the ball, and we dropped that motherfucker. And that's what landed us where we are now. And I and others like me who have been around long enough to remember what greatness in entertainment and media and just our community as a whole, what that looks like, we're doing our best to try to preserve that or get us as close to like that. And again, life goes on. Things change. People change. Technology advances. Some things we have to let go of. But principles and honor are not two of those things. Watch the Shirley Jones interview. Salt and Pepper copyright situation is also their rude awakening about patriarchy and the corporation. Yep, absolutely. But that situation that's going on with Salt and Pepper is so whack. And that's part of the reason why I fought so hard in my P Valley case. Because now that, and I'm a wrap it up on this and maybe we'll pick it up because I'm definitely not going to go over 2 hours and I'm 6 minutes away from it. Now that they can say with their chest that underfunded creatives cannot win against the machine. I went all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States and they stamped it. Get that out of here. You're out of your league, young lady. I mean, they didn't really actually say that. That's how I felt. I have to be clear and I have to be conscious of what I say. But now that we know how difficult it is to get justice against the Goliaths, we can either keep banging our head up against the same wall, or we can learn from those of us who have been in the room to discover that there is nothing there to see. And we can stop thinking it's going to be different for me. And really acknowledge those of us who have. Eric Monti went through it. Sophia Stewart went through it. Damn near every other artist that I talk to now that is opening up is like, yeah, that happened to me. Oh, that happened to you. That happened to me. We know that it is next to impossible without billions of dollars to succeed in those kinds of fights. I'm going to say this, and I might get into this a little later in the week. What I believe, and I'll start doing some private conversations so that we can have, if you guys are interested, put it in the comment section. If you guys would be interested in having like a group conversation that doesn't negatively impact my algorithm, where we could just go in a room and we could just talk our sugar honey iced tea without feeling like we got to sugarcoat every fucking thing. But we as a community have got to stop being afraid of the technology that is, in my opinion, helping us level the playing field. I know there's a big conversation about the disadvantages of AI. I know there's a conversation about how it affects the water and how it affects the quality of the entertainment and how it affects this and that and the third. But listen, Enhanced Simplicity said, yes, group conversation. Maybe we'll start having some group private conversations and go private so it doesn't affect my algorithm, because it clearly affects my algorithm when I talk this real sugar honey iced tea, right? I mean, they be like, you can't even cuss. TIKTOK be like, you were cussing, we're going to limit you. I'm like, do you see the crazy sugar honey iced tea that be going on these platforms? Are you serious? Do you see that the president be falling asleep in real important meetings, and that is far more damaging to our country than what I am saying? Shit, damn, mother-ucker. D'Angelo made a song about it. Let me get back to this. Don't keep assuming that AI is going to be worse for creatives and independents and underfunded people in our community than these systems that have been in place since the beginning, that have, in my opinion, done far worse. We now have an opportunity to level the playing field and have ownership. I've said the Industrial Revolution was about oil and gas. The digital revolution was about data. This AI thing is about creativity, engagement, content, serving the people who are right here. Get in where you fit in, because if we allow the powers that be that have controlled it for years, and listen, most of their asses is old and ready to retire, unlike many of our people in our community can't retire because we still got to work to maintain the bills. But them people who establish them rules that we don't like, they getting up out of here. Rest in peace, Mr. Davis. Now there is an opening and an opportunity for us to program the machines. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. And if you don't want to embrace AI and you don't want to explore it, this ain't for you. But for those of you who realize we use it every single solitary day in everything we do on all of these apps, now is the time. This is the window for you to educate, because it is not going back into the bottle. It has been let out. And if we want to allow others to put into the program and program the computers and put into the systems who we are, what we're about, what our art is about, what the value of our art is, then we could sit back and complain about the shit like artists did in the 90s with Napster. I was there. Or we can roll up our sleeves, put on our readers, and become informed. I really appreciate you guys. I'm really not going over an hour. I got a few seconds. I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I don't know that I'll be back tomorrow. If I do, it will be a surprise. I got a really important thing that I have to do. I know I won't be back on Thursday because I'm I'm speaking at an event. Thank you guys so much for riding with me. I'm sorry I lied to y'all and told y'all this was not going to be a long-winded 2-hour live, but since it was, please share it. Please like it. Thank you, TikTok. Thank you, X. Thank you, Insta. Thank you, YouTube. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all. I wish you the best. And Nights with Nicci. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Nights with Nicci is back again. I'm finna go get me some greens as late as it is and drink me some water and mind my business and take my youth, your own opportunity to heal, vitamins and supplements. I love y'all. Have a good night. Thank you so much. It's Nights with Nicci.